I'm Dr. Scott Howard, and I'm going to share with you today actually some demonstrations on how to use the laser for muscle strains and some brain balancing. So what we're going to do, now some of you may not know how to test every muscle just right, but this is just going to give you a demonstration on how this laser can work on muscles, mainly muscle strains. Okay, so I'm going to have here my test subject here. He's going to bring the elbow up to the side. Okay, I'm going to push down. What I'm doing here, and it's not a strength test. I'm not going to try to overpower him. I'm just going to try to find if that muscle is actually going to contract and hold a contraction. So I'm going to push down and he's going to resist. Okay, resist. Okay, that's good and strong. I'm not going to push any farther. Okay, now we're going to test different areas of the muscles. Again, we're going to use the same pressure every time. Okay, I'm going to have him turn his arm down a little bit, and that means we're going to check the back part of the shoulder muscle here. Okay, I'm going to push down, resist. Okay, now I'm not pushing any harder, and it's already weak, so he's got a strain here. And I'd asked him previously if he had any certain troubles with his shoulders. He said, no, I'm fine. But I knew that I was going to find at least a couple of them. So that's one weak muscle. Okay, now I'm going to check another one. Okay, he's going to hold his arm out in front of him, palm up. I'm going to push down, just resist. Okay, that one's pretty good. So we're going to check another one here. Let's see. Turn your arm here, straighten all the way. Okay, hold right there. Now I'm going to push down, just resist. Okay, so, and that one's weak. I don't know if you can see that on the video, but I'm not pushing very hard and it moves quite a bit. Okay, we're going to check another one here. Get your hand here and bring it right here. Now I'm going to rotate up, just resist. Okay, and that one's pretty weak too. So now what we're going to do is we're going to laser those muscles, and also you can just laser the muscle without activating it, but it speeds up treatment whenever you actually activate the muscle. So that's where the part is it comes in that I would probably know a little bit more about that than just the layperson, but still you could just laser the muscle and that would work. It would take a little longer, but we're going to speed it up a little bit. So that first muscle that we tested was the back of the shoulder here. So bring your elbow up again, same position as we tested, so turn that down a little bit. Okay, I'm going to laser the back of the muscle, and what he's going to do is he's going to activate it kind of like this. Just do that, kind of like starting the weed eater. I'm holding it about 3 inches away from the body so I can get a good wide distribution. Okay, that's good. Okay, and so what we're going to do now is we're going to recheck that muscle. So bring your elbow up, turn down a little bit here. There we go. Okay, I'm going to push down, resist. I'm actually pushing harder. You can probably see my body tightening up more. I pushed like this and it went weak last time, but I'm pushing harder and it's stronger. So all it was, that was 8 seconds of treatment time with movement of that muscle. So now we're going to go to the next muscle. So straighten your arm, turn here. Okay, now the motion here, now the muscle that we tested was a supraspinatus, but that's too technical. So it starts in the back of the shoulder and it goes and attaches right in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to laser this whole area here, mainly the attachment, and while he activates that muscle. So the motion, turn here, okay, it's going to be like this, just a small movement. Do that about 12 times. Again, the distance from the body is going to be 2 to 3 inches, somewhere in there. Okay, that's good. All right, so now we're going to check it. Turn here. Okay, I'm going to push down, resist. Don't bend your elbow. Okay, that's a lot stronger too than the first time. Okay, now, so now we're going to go to that third muscle that we found that was weak. It's called the subscapularis. It's deep inside the armpit and the shoulder blade, but the motion is an internal pushing of that of the arm. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have him, since it's out here and he's pushing down, he's not going to be activating it unless he's pushing against something. These other two muscles, we're using the weight of the arm to activate it. This is just gravity. So he's going to push against me. So bring your elbow right here. Okay, now it's deep in the armpit. Okay, so he's just going to rotate his arm down. Okay, that's good. Do that about 12 times. Okay. make him work for it. Okay, all right, that's good. All right, so we're going to check it again. Bring it down like this. I'm going to rotate up, just resist. Okay, and that's a lot better too. So we've strengthened 3 muscles here. Whenever you present with these problems, you could have just general shoulder pain. A lot of times general shoulder pain could either be from a muscle strain, overactivity, just repetitive small movements, lifting something heavy, any number of things. It could have been sleeping on it wrong, for all I know. So it could be anything going on with the shoulder. You could just laser those muscles, or you could specifically laser certain muscles that are strained. So now we're going to go through and check some brain activity. Now in my office, what I do is I'll just touch certain areas of the brain and check a strong muscle to see if it goes weak. And that's what we're going to do. So that doesn't really say there's something really wrong with that area of the brain. It just means that the energy is not what it should be. And so we're going to improve that energy with the laser. So bring your arm kind of out in front of you. I'm going to push down, resist. Okay, I'm not going to push very hard again. It's not a strength test. Okay, I'm going to touch just the side here, and this is going to be the parietal lobe of the brain. Resist. A little bit. Okay. Frontal here. Resist. Okay, that one's good. Parietal here. Okay, that one's good. And I'm touching the back corner of his head here. That's for the cerebellum. Resist. That one's pretty good. We're going to touch the left side. Resist. See, that one's really weak. So he's got a right parietal and a left cerebellum. Okay, so all we're going to do is we're just going to laser that area where I touched. Okay, that's 8 to 10 seconds, somewhere in there. Okay. All right, bring your arm up again. Okay, I'm going to touch the same exact spot I did earlier, resist, and now it's strong. Okay, same thing here. We're going to laser the left cerebellum, which is the back corner of the skull. Cerebellum is actually for coordination and muscle control, not muscle contraction, just the control of those contractions. Okay, about 10 seconds or so. Bring your arm up again. Okay, I'm going to touch the exact same spot I did on the base of the skull on the left and resist. Okay, and now that one's strong. So that's how you can kind of tune up some functions of the brain. You may or may not see any big change going on there. You could, but it's usually just minute tune-ups here and there. So that's kind of a good demonstration of how the laser can work at home using it on yourself. Thank you.